Hello and welcome back. So today I thought I'd do a quick one. So we're going to do a project within DaVinci Resolve and we're going to save that as a template so we can keep loading it up and not having to reset the proxies, dropping intros in, music for like what's for this. I'm just waiting for the kettle to boil and then we're going to get into this. Okay, so I've got two cameras set up. I've got this one set up and then I've got this one set up. So this one's going to kind of be my main camera that I'm going to talk to you about. But if there's something important I need to talk to you about, I'm going to talk to you with this one. So keep up. If you like this sort of tutorial, hit me up in the comments. I'm slowly getting better with this, but yeah, let's go. So I've got the DaVinci Resolve project screen loaded up, if you like. And then what I'm going to do is press new. And then we're just going to call this template. Something nice and easy. So let's take the capital T off, E off there. So template. So a new project, the same name is already in use. Okay. So I think that was the original one I tried while I was making this one up. So let's do template new. So I'm going to do this, the whole thing from beginning to end. So you'll see actually how I do this. So this is completely set up. So now what we want to do is set it up so ready to actually create a project for you. So what we're going to do is we're going to open Internet Explorer, brand new one. I've got quite a lot going on. I've just nearly finished editing a video. So what we're going to do in here, this is the folder structure that I like to use. The 3 folders on the side here on the left hand side, you can see these are saved on my Synology server, which is an arranged system. So that keeps it nice and safe. There's copies of it, and then that's backed up every week. So I've got used to doing that. It's like a fail-safe, because if your laptop SSD fails, you're in trouble. So let's go to DaVinci Resolve, because that's where I've saved the template of the one I did before. I've been using it for some time now. That's what's given me the idea of doing this. So in here, you can see 1 to 16. These are all the tutorials I've done. They're on my channel. Go and have a look at them. So we're going to do project template. And in there, I've got the first template that I've tried this with, and I really like it. So this is why I'm doing this video. So in here, we've got bits. So in there, we've got a couple of bits. So I want to drag them over to there. So we're going to just highlight them both, and all 3, and then just drag and drop like you would normally, and then change the project frame rate to that. So now we've done that. This is my intro. You would have already seen that. So I'm going to put that there. Then these are like subscribe, the usual. So I've got one for a green screen. We're not going to use that one today. And then we've got that one. Kind of like that one, so we're going to use that one. We'll put that there. So now that's set now. So for me, that's ready to start editing and putting the video into, which is going to be this. So that's all ready to go video wise. You can do extra, is it extra? You can do exit the video, so like thanks for watching and so forth. You can put that in there as well, and then you can put the music in there. So we're going to put some music in there as well. So for me, what I do is back to folder structure. So if I drag that back over, if I go to folder structure, I just download the music because every project's different. So as you can see, I've downloaded the music. I use Upbeat. I'm not sponsored by them. I have actually paid for this year. So, but as you can see now, I've got some nice background. I'm going to use that one for this. So you can save that. There's no reason why you can't save that. So we can go back into there, and then let's just press copy, and then we can use that as like your template music. And then so on here you can see your projects down the side there. Press DaVinci Resolve, that's where we saved it, and then project template, and then I've got a thing called bits. That's why I like to keep everything. So in there you can just paste. So now we've got that music, but what happens there is that on DaVinci Resolve is down on the download part on your computer. So if we press backspace, get rid of that, go back to folder, and then copy that onto there. And then the reason why I've done that on the bits bit there is because now when you save it into the project knows that that footage, that piece of footage is always in that bits template within my Synology drive. So I'm never going to lose it now. So it's always there. It's in one place. I know where to go to if I need to swap that music out, I'm a bit bored of it or whichever, you know it's in there. So we've got that music now, we've got the intro, we've got the like, subscribe, you can do your outro, you can decide what you're doing there. You've got like your folder structure there on your left of all your music. We've got two types. If you remember, one is from your computer and one is from the project. So just remember that. If you're doing it from your computer, perfect. But if you're doing it from your server, which I'm doing, if I'm going out and about on my laptop, I've got to remember to put that onto my computer. So I like to keep all my projects together and then just copy and paste. So that's for another day. So we've got that part, we've got that set up. Oh, now I want to do proxies. So I've got a video on proxy. I won't really cover it off too much, but it's in file. And then you want project settings, and it's in there. You've got all your proxy settings. I'm not going to save it for this one, but we're going to do half. So it's we've kind of changed it a little bit and then saved it. So it's done now. So for this project, so just think of it as, oh, this is a new project. This is what I'm doing, and this is what I want to add now. My actual footage of a video or whichever. I do drones and I do RC cars tutorials. I'll put that on there next. So that's now set and ready, but I want to save that now. So I'm at that stage where I want to save it. So it's just a normal project. You'd normally just exit DaVinci Resolve and it's there and it will come up. If you press your little house there, we've now got templates new and it's there, it's sat, it's ready for you. It's on the computer. But what happens if your computer crashes or it disappears or you've deleted it by accident? Because that does happen. What do you do? So if you've done that, you go, oh God, where have I gone? What have I done with it? I'll go back to the project. So let's press on the folder. So I'm just giving you some examples. So we'll go to DaVinci Resolve. I know it's in there. Oh no, I've not saved it. Where's number 17? Oh God, what did I do? And now this is where this comes in. So think of it this way. This is a project you're working on and now you want to export it. Go and watch that tutorial. I'll put it in the description in the bottom. So what we're going to do is we're now going to export this. So if you go to your little house in the bottom right corner and then your right mouse button on there, you've got a couple of settings. I do go into more detail on the other tutorials, so we're going to have a look at that. So export project. So now we're going to export that project. So now we're telling it we want to get a project and put it out into a file somewhere on my computer, so then it's safe. So and then you can reload that back up, basically the same as this project's here. So if I go back to my folder, you'll see I've got them. That's my folder where I keep all my music and all my videos for that file. And then if you go on to what I've got as a folder structure, there is DaVinci Resolve projects. You can see there where all my projects are, and that's where this is. This is where this is. But this is a new template, so I want to save this template. So now we want to, on the left-hand side here, you've got your. This is in Windows. It's different for Mac. It's different for Linux, but the idea is the same. So you want to save that. So you want to go to DaVinci Resolve, where I've got them tutorials, but if you remember the project templates in there, and in there we're going to save this project, but we're going to export it. So we're going to export, we're going to give it a new name. So we've got template new, so we'll save that. So now that's saved. So then if we go into DaVinci Resolve project and go to project template, we've now got two. Oh dear, we've got two new templates, if you like, but they're really projects. You've got to think of them like, oh, they're my templates, so I could keep using them for the same thing. But in hindsight, DaVinci Resolve just uses them as projects, but we're going to use them as a template ready. So you're not having to set up your proxy, put all your intros and all your music in. It's already there. It's safe for you now. So we've got that. So that's nice. That's nice in there now. So just to recap, we'll go into there. We open a new one. We go into the actual DaVinci Resolve as a project, so you're setting up a new project ready for a video you're doing or whichever, or tutorial. You drag your music in, you drag your intro, you drag your like, subscribe. Now you're ready to put in your music, but you're doing that every single time. So the reason why I've just exported it is because you don't have to do that every single time now. So if we go back to DaVinci Resolve, and then we've got that set up as template new 1, and if we click on that, double click on that, that will then prompt DaVinci Resolve to load that. You can see there it's highlighted, but it's now got a copy of template. So if we save that to template 2, now You're not going to see anything change other than, well, it looks the same as what I've just done. I've just loaded that up. What are you doing, Craig? You don't know what you're doing. But if you go back into the house, you've now got template new 2. So we're going to go into template new. So this is the original template, which is in your folder. So as you can see there, so that's your template new. And now what you've done is you've created another one. Okay guys, so before we go any further and I get carried away, I just want to show you something quickly to create a shortcut on your desktop rather than trying to go and find your actual template. So hit the little window in the bottom, File Explorer, and then we want to go to DaVinci Resolve, where I've got my project templates. Click in there and then you've got your templates there. And now I want a shortcut onto the desktop. Don't drag and drop, because it'll create a copy of that. You don't want a copy of it. You want to keep the original there so you know where your originals are. So right mouse button on your desktop, okay, new, and then shortcut. That now brings this up. And now what we want to do is we want the actual path of that there put into there. And to do that, there's a couple of ways of doing it, but this is the easiest way I found. So right mouse button, couple of settings in there. You want copy as path. Select that, and now that's selected it. When you go into there, so you type the location of the item, you can browse it, but this is the easiest. Right mouse button again, and then paste, and then now that is the path of the actual template. Press next, give it a name. We're going to call it number 3. I've got a couple on another screen, and then there you go, it's complete. And then when you double click on it, it will then load up DaVinci Resolve. This is the project. Give it a name. So new project, and then boom, loading in, importing all the items that we've already put into that template of the project, and then load in, and then we're done. We're ready to go. So as you can see, that's the end bit. So you'll see that towards the end of this. Thanks for watching. It'll come up in the bottom there, and then I've got, if you remember me, like and subscribe, and then you've got the intro at the beginning, which you would have seen at the beginning. So right, Craig, back to you. So it's the template that you've just loaded up, but you've now created it for another project. So you've now got the same template for 2. So essentially what it is, it's your base project, what you want to start with. So you're not having to set up the proxies, you're not having to set up the music, you're not having to set up the intro and so forth. I hope you got it by now, but if not, go back and watch it from the beginning. I'm rambling a bit. We're about 12 minutes in, so this is going on a bit. Right, so we're going to move on to the next thing, which is folder structure. So folder structure for me is something that I like to use within DaVinci Resolve. So if I go to my YouTube stuff, which is my projects that I use for YouTube, obviously, in there, if I go down to YouTube, there we go, you can see what I do is the date I record it, and then the project number, as in, it's like a rolling number. So I'm at 115 at the minute. That's for the RC car. So then what I do is I copy that. Oops. So I'll click on it so I can edit it, and then I'll copy that. So now I use that as the base for date recorded and also the number, and that number correlates to the project folder, also the project within DaVinci Resolve. So we'll go into the home, so you can see 115 there, and then the numbers next to them. So I know that project corresponds to that, so don't accidentally load up the wrong project, it's there. And then if you go into YouTube, let's just load up my channel. I'll load this one up. This one's quite an easy one. So this is one that's due to go out. You can see I'm not going to too much, but my intros, the links to the stuff that I use, and at the bottom I've got date recorded, so recorded on. So that's the date I recorded it on, but also the number at the end. That correlates to the project, but also the folder. So I keep everything in line. So I've got, oh, I need to edit that, or I need to do something else with that project. I can always go back to DaVinci Resolve, load that in. So I'll go into the folders. There, I'll go to YouTube stuff, and then I'll look for that project, and then I know all the data, all the video, and all the editing, everything's in there. And then I can go into DaVinci Resolve, and then I can go into DaVinci Resolve projects, and I can double click and load that one up. These are all exported. So if I double clicked on RC car, and then just wait for DaVinci Resolve to load it in. So it's loaded it in, as you can see. So how do I know that's the right one? So at the top here, you can see the unboxing done. And I always, when I've finished editing it, I'll put at the side done. So if I load it up and go, oh God, have I finished that? I know I've completed that, and I've put it wherever I'm putting it, YouTube, Instagram, or I've sent it to a client or whichever, I know that's complete. So that's for folder structure. So, okay, so in a nutshell, that's it. That's the project, the folder structure, and how I keep everything in line with all my projects, my folders, and YouTube. So it's easy to find everything because there's a lot of projects going on and they're all intertwining each other. So I'll use video from one project to another, and they'll all intertwine into each other, and it's like, oh God, which project's what? So that's how I keep track of all my projects. So I've got a template, so I load that up when I start, then I import all my footage, and then I use the folder structure to keep track of that. And then on top of that, I use the folder structure date and number in YouTube. So if I need to go back to it, I'm like, oh, I can use that bit of footage I enjoyed, because sometimes I do like watching my videos, but I can go, oh, I like that bit, I'll put that in the next project, and that's how I keep track of everything. So remember to save your projects onto something that you back up, not just on your PC and praying that it never breaks. Always back up, use folder structure, and use a template. It makes your workflow much quicker. I hope you like this one. I rambled a little bit, but I've covered up quite a few things. So I'll see you on the next one.